Hey guys, so I'm going to walk directly to the left here to look at some things, the restrooms, rentals, and stuff like this. This is a 360 video. It's a high perspective of Islands of Adventure from February 14th, 2023 as sort of a time capsule of what the park looked like at this time. Right now Mardi Gras is going on, so you'll see some Mardi Gras stuff over here. It is a high perspective, so you can see over me, so I'm not blocking your view. This is your last chance to buy stuff in this park. Of course, there's places in City Walk. Here are the restrooms. Now, So Islands of Adventure only has one designated smoking area now. It used to be more. If you want to oh, good job. This is start over. Hey guys, it is as if this recording. What the hell? Last time. So this is being recorded on February 14th, 2023. Sort of a time capsule, I guess, to show you what the park looked like at this particular day, because it does change a lot. Going over here because there are a few things to show you. Probably not going to walk back over to here, to the exit. So if you were looking for ECVs, which most people call them scooters, but ECVs or wheelchairs or strollers, you can get wheelchairs out in the entrance by the security that's right next to the parking garages. Here are some restrooms, but if you want ECVs, also there are lockers over here. ECVs or strollers, they have to be rented here or in the same spot over in Universal Studios. This is an ECV. That means, that stands for Electric Convenience Vehicle. Most of you probably call it a scooter. I think most people do. So I'm not going to walk into all the shops, but going to walk into the Universal Studios Islands of Adventure Trading Company store. A little bit of Mardi Gras stuff. Now I'm not going to spend a lot of time looking at the merchandise. Oh, they have the poster on display. They used to not. That's nice. I'm guessing too many people were opening it to look at it and then destroying the merchandise, so that's a guess, I don't know. Of course, merchandise is always changing. That's why I'm walking through here right now. But it is not a merch search video, so I'm doing it quickly. Of course, we have wands. And the customization. Oh, also, you might hear a lot of song replacement in this video because of content ID claims. Here's a store that not a lot of people probably know about. They probably walk past it. This must be a challenging store to operate in the summer because this is barely covered. And we have a lot of windy thunderstorms in the summer. That just come out of nowhere. So I'm not sure which the proper way is to go through this park. But we're gonna go to Marvel first. Now in front of us is one of the viewing areas for the lagoon for what was briefly a nighttime fireworks show that was launched from the lagoon. Long gone, will never return because of the Capsule projection shows, but there's a lot of areas around here that were built, which is a good idea, to see the show. I think that's probably built on the fact that there were as many places to watch the stunt show over at Universal, also discontinued, but now they're just kind of unused space for the most part. Here's where you can get beignets or king cake. In this park it is. Over there is Stormforce Acceleratron. I believe that a lot of this was inspired by Epcot. That's that one ugly building over in Epcot. The roof looks very similar to me. So all of the names in here, for the most part, are very generic, like you would see in a comic book. I've been told, I've never read one. This and many, many, many other Easter eggs, you want to call them that, history, you know, things like that, are in my Easter eggs of Islands of Adventure, which is a video I need to reshoot and update. So this area was walled off for quite a while because it looked really bad. So thankfully it has been refurbished and it looks tremendously better. A lot of this was cracked and patched and the colors didn't match very well. So it looks, again, very, very much better. Very, very much better. Whatever. It looks significantly better. Down here you can kind of see a little bit of the cracks and patching. In this area it's not as bad. I don't know if they're going to close off parts of this to fix this, but like over here, this, as you see, doesn't at all match the rest of this. Same with over here. I'm thinking this area could be refurbished soon because it kind of needs it. But some of those areas are going to be harder to refurbish because it's the main walkway. To my left is the Toon Amphitheater, which really hasn't been used for anything in a very long time. So hopefully at some point we'll see that be used for something. It does get used every once in a while. It was used for the celebration of Harry Potter, which unfortunately we don't have anymore. Would have been really great in 2020 if 2020 was in 2020. Although it would have been in January, so it was before things got how it got. Because 2020 was the 10-year anniversary of, easy for me to say, 10-year anniversary of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, which is the proper name for it. Here at Islands of Adventure, opened in 2010. Fortunately, no celebration of Harry Potter that year or any year since. I think it was 2018 or 2019. I don't remember. So this area has also been significantly refurbished. This is of course based on the old Sunday comics and something I've been told is called a newspaper. But all this here was refurbished because it was starting to not look so great. You know, park's over 20 years old. It happens. But it looks a lot better now. Straight ahead is where Popeye should appear, but Popeye is being refurbished. Let's go on a quick walk. Speaking of refurbishment, right now I believe Me Ship the Olive might be closed completely, or at least in part, because that is also under refurbishment. Hopefully if you used to use coins for these don't accept coins anymore, to my right. Wimpy's is open. For years, this was never open. It's open consistently now, which is nice. You can see Hollywood Rip Ride Rocket off in the distance. That will be in another video. Same type of video, of course, but oh yeah, the whole thing is being refurbished. Me Ship the Olive, not Rocket. But yeah, it kind of needs it. I'm actually really surprised that they're refurbishing it now, because around this time of the year is when they close Popeye and Bluto's Bill Drop Barges, which is the name of the ride we're going to be walking past right now. They close this every year for refurbishment because, well, water has a way of destroying things. I mean, all rides get refurbished nightly, not refurbished, but maintained on a constant basis. But a water ride's a little harder because, you know, it's underwater. And I assume that they remove and work on some items. Hey, there's a free Mardi Gras cup. Look at that. That takes more than one night to replace. But yeah, the refurbishment of this ride should be very soon. So I'm surprised that they aren't refurbishing Me Ship the Olive at the same time, unless it's just going to take longer. I'm not sure. I'm not going to go all the way over there. The video's going to be long enough as it is. Plymouth Rock, a joke that probably escapes younger people because the auto manufacturer Plymouth has been gone for a long time now. Over here was a great place to see the Velocicoaster as it was being constructed and early test runs. I do have a 360-degree video of myself riding Popeye and Bluto's Bill Drop Barges on this channel as well, if you'd like to look for that after you watch this. I had to handhold the camera because I was told that I was not allowed to use my extension that I'm using right now. Actually, no, it wasn't this one, it was a different one, but still. I sure hope that when the walls come down, that these water guns on the top work again, because they've been broken for a while. But those ones are free. The ones you have to pay for, those work. Just pointing that out. If you go on this ride, be prepared to be head to toe, absolutely saturated soaked. Also, you have to have your shoes on during the entire ride. So if you are able to, dress like you're going to the beach. I would never recommend flip-flops at a theme park because you walk too much. They offer little support, but full-on sandals or quick dry shoes, highly recommended. quick dry shirt, very much recommended. You could put on a poncho if you want to look silly. I mean, if you want, but bathing suits are a good idea. You do have to keep your shirt on in the park, so don't take your shirt off. But there is a space in the middle where you can put your bags, and it does stay dry. Here is Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls. Totally not a ripoff of Splash Mountain. No. Who said that? And also over here we have the pay for spray. That again, you do have to use a credit card or some sort of contactless like Apple Pay. Probably takes Google Pay. This, which is still here obviously, used to be where you could buy the coins if you were looking to my right. Probably should have said that first. Right here, a little bit of trivia history, is where the Jurassic Park arches, actually it's a little bit further up, but basically, actually no, right back there is where the Jurassic Park arches used to be. That's why you can see in the floor, in the ground here, in the concrete, impressions of plants, which I guess is supposed to look like fossils, which is all the way through Jurassic Park. Yes, it's still Jurassic Park, even though parts of it are Jurassic World. I don't get it either, but here is Proto Fast and Furious. It's better than Fast and Furious. This is one of the few rides in this resort that was put in afterwards that does not replace an existing ride, or did not replace an existing ride. That was this back of house. And, oh yeah. So as of today, as you'll be able to see in a moment, you might be able to see a little bit, I think Thunder Falls is reopened. Yes, Thunder Falls has reopened. However, Jurassic Park River Adventure, which, oh no, I guess it isn't open, I'm sorry. I saw some people in there. It says opens at 11. It's 3:33, but there are guests in there, I don't know. But anyway, so this was scheduled to reopen yesterday, the ride. As you can see, it was extended, don't know why. Always check the app before you come here if you want to see what rides are open, and it usually will tell you when it's expected to reopen if it's being refurbished. Another part of needs refurbishment a little bit is Camp Jurassic, which we'll go through really quickly. Home of Tear Down Flyers, which you do need a small person, generally a child, if you want to ride this. Although technically it's a height requirement, not an age requirement. These flames on these torches look really, really cool at night. And at one point, they replaced them with flickering LEDs. It was lame. Didn't last very long, but I'm, obviously safer, but just didn't look as, it's just not the same. I'm just gonna walk around the outside of the, now if you've seen the original movie Jurassic Park, you'll catch a lot of the references here. of the signs and the walls, and I'm sure like that's not unique to the first one, but that's what it's based on. And these gates with the lights and everything. Ooh, 10,000 volts. Ooh, that's. Of course, I'd probably be dead if it was actually 10,000 volts. Now, this area up here, I believe, used to go a little higher, I'm guessing. If you go up there at some point, if you come here, you'll see it looks like there was another level to it. I might be wrong, but I believe that there was. There isn't anymore. That might just be part of the structure. So over here are a bunch of footprints. Now, most people don't realize when they're walking through here, if you step on the footprints, it makes sounds. Most people walk through here and they just figure it's background noise. There's an example right there. Not even paying attention. So if you look down, step on certain footprints, and you'll get the sound of the dinosaur that made it. That's a pretty cool thing that a lot of people overlook, in my opinion. I don't know, but I think those are cameras if you look up. Possibly to keep an eye on the flames. Just a total guess. I don't know what else it would be. It wouldn't be to relight it. It's too far from the flame. The ignition would be inside of the. I'm sure there is something that sends an arc to ignite the fuel if it goes out. I know that other parts of Jurassic Park have that as well, and Lost Continent, which is after the, again, Wizarding World of Harry Potter is the proper name. I always like natural selections. That's kind of clever. Again, Jurassic Park River Adventure only temporarily closed as of the recording of this video. It happens every year for refurbishment. So don't think that, yeah, you're not allowed to walk around with your shirt off like that. I don't think it's like permanently closed or being replaced. It's just temporary seasonal refurbishment. Here is Jurassic World Velocicoaster. Oh, it looks like there's a private event tonight. Won't see me on that coaster ever, unless someone drugs me. Or overpowers me. But, you know, if I was being forcefully put on the roller coaster, the attendant wouldn't let it run. I hope. Just because. Over here, we'll take a look at the wait times. Park is only open till 6 o'clock, like I said, because of a private event tonight. Corporate buyout of some sort. Huh. Popeye and Blue's Bill Drop Bargers it's only a 5-minute wait, and yet it's 77 degrees, so it's not like it's cold. It is a really good ride. I really do like it. It's one of my favorites. And I probably will go back, yep, to that. This seating over here is for burger digs.
There you go. Enjoy your stay. Have a T-Rex
These
day.
Carney games used to be located somewhere else, but they were moved here because of the construction of Velocicoaster.
It's right around the corner here. I'll just move here.
And if you want to go from here into, it's again, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, or the full name really is the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Hogsmeade, or just Hogsmeade. You can go straight, which we will be doing. Long Park. But if you wanted to bypass it because it's always crowded, this is not just the entrance to Velocicoaster, it is the path to a bridge that will go around the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, which was, well, that's not the original bridge, but it was originally built when the Wizarding World was being built, so that people didn't have to turn around and go all the way back around the other way to get to Toon Lagoon. Because at the time, yeah, Skull Island, Reign of Kong is the next one now, but it wasn't at the time. It was, well, I think 4 or 5 years after, if I remember correctly.
Have a great day. Bye, you two. Good luck. Thank you. Thank you. Hi there.
So again, Hogsmeade.
How are you, Butterfly?
You can see from over here that bridge I'm talking about over there. The original bridge was completely torn down and that one was built in its place as in preparations for Jurassic World Velocicoaster.
Right. So can you practice your bow for us and show us your best bow? Very nice. That is amazing.
Now if you'd like to, if you want to just look at Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure, but you don't want to ride it, like this guy doesn't want to ride it, you can go this way. Oh, there's barricades now. There used to not be barricades here. Interesting. And you can see it from here. But I think it might not be operational at this moment. But that's you can see it. That's where you can go. That's all I wanted to show you. If you want to, just watch. And if you know somebody who's on that ride, okay, don't do that. Do not do that. That is dumb. But if you know somebody crazy enough to ride that coaster, I guess not that too intense, but, and you don't want to ride it, you can stand there and take a photo if you're fast enough. I just won't go on it because it goes backwards fast and it drops straight down. Other than that, maybe I'd consider it, but no. So yeah, it looks like it is delayed currently. Don't know why. It is delayed, yes. Well, that's unfortunate. I wanted to show you guys over here to my right. You can get cold and frozen versions of butterbeer. I wanted to show you guys the ride running, but unfortunately right now, and here comes the annoying owl. The annoying owl is on the hour and every 15 minutes afterwards. And when you're standing in here, it doesn't sound that loud, but you can hear it from over a mile away. Don't know why, but you can. Here's a lost continent. A little bit more of Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Now, a little bit of trivia. Behind me was once part of the Lost Continent. It was called Merlinwood. But, of course, it was replaced for the Wizarding World of Harry Potter because Merlinwood. We are going to go into, very briefly, All Hallows Eve Boutique, because why not? Up here is one of the massive creations from Kern Studios, who makes Mardi Gras floats and a lot of other things, obviously. Again, I'm not going to go really slowly through here because I have other videos on this channel from this store, but we'll go through quickly. That's because this store changes a lot, so it is part of the time capsule. And there's a smaller version of those pumpkin stacks. Whoops, sorry about that. There's the irritating fountain. Yells at people and insults people, well, depending on who's running it at the time. The worst one is Bob. He just yells and insults guests all the time, and he just sounds like he's angry the entire time. Wrong part, Grandma. Some DreamWorks characters. And this is the other side of that bridge I told you about that was originally constructed to connect the loop, because this whole park is one big circle, basically. Not like a perfect circle, but that was the first version of that bridge, like I said, was made so that they can close off all of Merlinwood to become the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Later, Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Hogsmeade. It was always Hogsmeade, it just, that part of the name was added because Diagon Alley was added. And then, of course, it's replicated in other parks around the world, Universal parks. Over here is Mythos, which at one point used to show the date, the years that it was the #1 theme park restaurant in the world, but it's been quite a few years, so yeah, they took that down. So there are two paths to walk through Seuss Landing. Up here I will take the longer path, despite the fact that I don't like that land, for personal reasons. It actually has nothing to do with it, in a way. Now, some of you might know that this park actually had Halloween Horror Nights for a few years after it opened, because despite the fact that they spent more time working on this than it appears they're spend more time working on this than it seems like they were planning, wow, words. Epic. It didn't do well when it first opened because people didn't know what it was. They thought it was just an extra area of Universal Studios and just like, oh, it's just an extra ride or something. They didn't realize how huge the expansion really is. So Halloween Horror Nights was in this park to get people to come into the park. Now we have the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and we'll never see Halloween Horror Nights in this park again. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to be here for Halloween Horror Nights when it was in both, when it was Islands of Fear. This ride was actually a completely different ride that never really opened. And the beams that this track is on is actually the original track. Another track was put on top of it.
I'm the Lord's guardian of the forest stars, speaking for the trees. And then he became quite loud as he puffed. He was very upset as he shouted and huffed. The Florence, I said, there's no cause for alarm. I
But
chopped just one tree. I am doing
if you're more interested in Halloween Horror Nights,
cried the Lawrence, I speak for the trees.
then check out my news channel, Dave's Spook Central. I was just going to call it Spook Central, but of course someone else took that a long time ago. So it is at Dave's Spook Central, 2S, Dave's Spook Central. Here's linens and things. I mean, cats' hats and things. And earlier I said that Wimpy's had been closed for many, many years, and it didn't seem like it would ever reopen. Even though it's not the original menu. For a long, long time, Green Eggs and Ham was not open, and I thought it would never reopen. And then it did. There was a sign over there that never returned for some reason. Oh, and look, the trolley is, I believe, now here's one of the names I screw up. I believe it's High in the Sky Seuss Trolley Train Ride. It's a tough one, but it gets stuck in that spot all the time. I don't know if it's on purpose or not, but it does. Then we're gonna go down and look at first ever year that they've had Mardi Gras booths in Islands of Adventure. Which makes me wonder if there's going to be food booths over here for the other marquees. Probably Christmas, but jambalaya, of course, shrimp gumbo, the staples. Over here is the only designated smoking area in this park. Right here, if you're not smoking here, you're doing it wrong. Also, vaping is the same thing. Please do not vape in the parks, except for this designated smoking area. There's some new research that shows that vaping may actually be worse. I wouldn't be surprised. The only good thing about vaping is the lack of cigarette butts that are thrown around. And it probably is less likely to start a fire, although it does use lithium-ion batteries, so, you know. We're not going back into Marvel, I just wanted to show this again in case you missed it. I don't remember if I pointed it out, but I'm gonna go back behind this booth because there's a little hidden area where you can eat your food. So this is the other staples, king cake and beignets, and orange goo. But back here Once again, this is one of those nice areas they built for watching the nighttime fireworks displays that didn't last very long. I'm going to lower you guys just a little bit. Back here is some nicely themed tables. I don't know if they light up, but it looks like they might. Or at least they could. And like I said, when we started, I showed you the things near the exit because the walk back all the way over to the exit would be redundant because we already walked through. See? I think sometimes even smart ideas come out. But that is a walk through most of Islands of Adventure. I didn't like walk through every restaurant, arcade, and everything like that. But this is what Islands of Adventure looks like at Universal Orlando Resort on February 14th of 2023. Thanks for watching this video all the way through, and please exit through the gift shop.